3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is I Was Just Thinking podcast. If you're watching and not commenting, shame. But anyways, like, subscribe, comment, do all the other stuff. We're glad you're here. Glad you made it another week. And you know what's coming up?
What's that? What's coming up?
The motherfucking Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Are you a big Halloween fan?
Yeah, Halloween's cool. I like Halloween.
You like
man.
horror movies and stuff?
I like scary movies.
Yeah.
And I like scary stories to tell in the dark.
Did you always like them, or were you like when you were younger, like a little scary and just grew into it?
I like some of the stuff when I was a kid, like motherfucking Goosebumps,
The Goosebumps.
But it's not like I was watching like slasher movies when I was 5. But I like scary movies. They're cool, You know what I mean?
We watched Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. Outside of that, I really didn't watch that many, like younger. But then when I got into my 20s, I was, oh yeah, let's watch some Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something.
Yeah, those were cool too.
Yeah. What's your favorite Halloween theme back in themes like Dracula, The Blob?
Like scary movie or Halloween theme?
Or character.
What's favorite scary movie character or something?
Yeah, because you got the werewolf, you got Frankenstein, you got Dracula, you got The Walking Dead, whichever, like, you like zombies more, or you like a Jason, somebody who was burned and then come back for revenge.
I guess Halloween was cool. You
Yeah.
know, Michael Myers is a badass, crazy, evil psychopath.
He'll make you check out your windows when you're like in the kitchen at night.
Yeah, he'd just be standing there, man. That creepy stalker stand.
I saw this little reel. It was like when the cameras are on Mike Myers, he's standing there, and then when the cameras are off of Mike Myers.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
and nobody knows, but under that mask, he's like swamp ass and just sweating.
That's something that always pissed me off as a kid. No one talks about the like walking around with the mask on and Halloween, walking around in full costume, like sweating, even though it's like 60 degrees. I was like, oh damn. And like no matter what mask you wear, you can't see shit. And it really just looks cool. But no one talks about how fucking hot you get under there.
Yeah.
And the mask just starts sticking to your face.
I remember, because I started trick-or-treating in like mid-'80s, around that time period, and there was just, the masks then were nothing compared. It was just this shit was like over-tightened, and I mean, like...
Yeah, just like the painted plastic sheet with like a string on it. Yeah, man.
That was a tampon for Halloween. But yeah, I think for me, my favorite type of horror is stuff like, you ever see like The Conjuring?
Yeah.
It's a shit like that, more...
Like the ghost stories.
Yeah, like the mindfuck type stuff rather than... I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind.
Have you seen any of these new horror movies, these psychological horror movies like Hereditary, Midsummer? The guy who made those is batshit crazy.
Yeah.
And he's like borderline Oscar-worthy, borderline snuff film. And it's just fucked up what he does.
Yeah.
But he's like the new hotness right now in fucked up horror movies.
Damn, I might have to.
And there's like all these psychological ones out now that are all these independent ones. There's really like lots of new scary movies coming out. You just never know which one will be good, which one might suck.
Yeah, that's the thing is. Well,
I've noticed like people are combining horror and comedy now. Like it's one thing to have, a horror comedy, but for instance, the It movies, the It reboots, that was the second one especially was like borderline comedy, dude, because the characters were just acting silly and saying silly stuff.
I didn't see the remake of that.
It was probably the most serious horror movie with all that comedy in it that I've ever seen, but it kind of just felt off-putting. But some of the horror comedy is like it's good if it's funny.
But did you like Scream or I Know What You Did Last Summer? Did you like?
Yeah, I loved those movies when I was a kid.
Yeah, that adds a little. Well, I guess it's about the same. I guess it's just now that we look at the early Jason movies, like all the kids there. Probably the same thing for us to watch that as it was for somebody young to watch that at the time. Like, oh man, they're so cool at Crystal Lake. Now we look at it and say, man, that's cheesy as fuck.
Hey, I think Scream's still pretty cool, and lots of those movies, horror movies back in the 90s, 80s, like whodunit horror movies, the whodunit mysteries, and Scream was a great version of that. It kind of like made it better. And of course, all the movie references that I didn't quite get when I was a kid, like, they're like doing the horror movie rules. And then in Scream 2, like the opening scene, they're like in the college class talking about sequels. And I'm like, oh, you see what they're doing there? They're talking about sequels.
So, they're playing.
Some sequels are better than the original.
Yeah.
But nah, I can't. What have you seen any sequels that are just like, dude, this is better than the original? This is better than the first one, I mean. Godfather 2?
Didn't watch all the Godfathers. Actually, any of them. Which is funny. A little funny story on that is when we were a lot younger, there was this dude we knew who was like, oh man, we should be like, we had just a group of us that hung out and partied a little bit, and he's like, oh yeah, we should give ourselves names like the Godfather. He said, it's you, Mike, you're this. So he's like signed us Godfather names, and he said we should all sit around and start watching. But young 20-something-year-old that was full of.
Still never seen the movies though.
No, we started, but I was like, man, I gotta get up and move around. I was a little wiry.
Yeah, those movies are known for being slow and just like really pretty looking.
Yeah,
it's like these people have really nice houses and lavish things. But no, I think Godfather Part 2 was definitely better than the first one. I think Terminator 2 was better than the first one.
I agree on that one. That's a good one.
Man, there's other sequels out there. The new Dune movies are fucking sweet. The second Dune movie was definitely cooler than the first one. It was more exciting.
Didn't The Rock play that, or was he going to? Who was that played in the movie?
Some random kid, Timothy Chalamet. He's really famous. Well, he's not random, I guess, but he's really famous now.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Rock wasn't in it. I probably might have skipped. If The Rock was in it, it would have been an action comedy. Oh man, he's in so much stupid shit.
He's got another one out that's, oh my good lord, man. But hey, I mean, he's striking it while it's hot, I guess. I mean,
speaking of movies, I saw one movie on Easter. I woke up on Easter. It was playing in the middle of the night. It was Passion of the Christ. And these people were just torturing that poor man. And it really looked like they were fucking torturing this guy. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
And I actually saw something. And there was a couple lightning strikes on the set of that movie, which I thought was pretty wild.
Oh, while it was happening?
Yeah, so this crew member This crew member in Italy was like holding an umbrella. He got struck by lightning when the storm came. And then a couple months later, the same guy was holding an umbrella standing next to the actor who played Jesus. And then he got struck by lightning again. The actor got struck by lightning. They both got shocked really bad, but they were okay, and it was just kind of fucking weird. Like, the actor playing Jesus got struck by lightning while filming Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
I wonder if he looked up, hey man, wrong guy.
when I saw that, I was like, that's bullshit. Then I like looked into it. It's like, dude, that really... I don't know if it's a true story. Yeah. Well, it is apparently, but it's definitely true that it is a story. But I'm excited for the sequel. They're making a Passion of the Christ sequel. Jesus comes out of that tomb, puts a boot up your ass.
He comes out. Revenge
He's
of the
just
Christ.
Like, check me out now, funk soul brother, right about now. And that's the one. That's the... I'd rather see that movie than Passion of the Christ, where he gets tortured for the entire last half of the movie, and it's fucking brutal. Kind of disturbing, actually.
Yeah, you really got to be ready for that one. Did you watch it alone, or do you watch it with people? I don't know.
I watched it alone because I woke up at like 3 a.m. It was playing.
Yeah. You had the TV up. Ah!
It's one of those movies like Christmas Story plays every Christmas, so Passion of the Christ plays every Easter, and I just can't get down for all those crazy body horror movies.
Yeah.
They call it torture porn.
Torture porn.
And one of my film teachers explained that really well. Torture porn uses physical acts to invoke an emotion. Kind of like sex invokes the emotion of arousal. Well, torture porn just fucking like shows all the gore just to fuck with you and scare you, and that's why they call it torture porn. But apparently some people fucking love it.
Yeah.
Some people want to go and bring the movie theater.
Well, it's kind of like, remember when Hostel first came out?
Yeah, that's one of them.
The people were paying money to go to some fucktown Europe, Eastern Europe, of course, and pay $10,000 to be able to just have, we got somebody tied down for you. Do whatever you want. Like, oh man, the sickness of people that just...
Dude, that's a real thing, too. I know the writer-director Eli Roth got the idea because his friend was showing him, the dark web, some Taiwan shit, where, people were, like, going online and doing that. Yeah, that's some dark web shit, and it's not unheard of. Like, it's real. I don't know, like, just every fucking village in Eastern Europe is trying to torture you and kidnap you, though. But
the pay for murder market is...
But, dude, great. I watched that movie, and I was expecting to be scared and throwing up. That movie wasn't even bad compared to some of these torture porn movies now, like Terrifier with the clown, like ripping the skin off. People would need barf bags to go see the movie.
Damn. Terrifier, I'm with them.
But yeah, dude,
it's just up to
brutality. Yeah, well, you can't watch that shit because you got kids, man. You can't just put on Hostel. It's like, sweetie.
So what's that, Daddy? Oh, nothing.
Sweetie,
He's
I'm
just got a blowtorch to her eye. It's
Yeah.
nothing. It happens. Well, how old were you when you stopped trick-or-treating?
I don't know. I was definitely in middle school. I remember I was the Scream Ghost for like 2 years in a row.
A little.
Let's see, eighth grade. No, it was probably 7th or 8th grade. Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, we wouldn't necessarily trick or treat. We kind of just go roam the streets and raise hell, and see everyone. Yeah,
I'm trying to think of when. I feel it was about the same time. We might have went around like in ninth grade, just like, oh yeah,
It's fucking blood.
it's cool,
Let's
man.
go over here, smoke a dead.
Yeah, we got so much candy.
Yeah. No, I haven't been trick or treating since then.
You ever
I'm still
like
down
egg a
for the
house or
candy.
anything? You
No,
ever pull a
I've
prank
never
on
egged a house. I've shot bottle rockets at houses, though.
Yeah.
Actually, that wasn't Halloween, though.
Any given Sunday.
No, I never did the eggs.
Yeah, I never did that.
Or the toilet paper either.
I saw somebody's house the other day going towards right behind Kroger. I don't know why I'm pointing like this, like it's just right here, but
it kind of is. It kind of is that direction.
But yeah, this lady was outside with like arms on her freaking hip, like looking up at this tree, and somebody damn rolled the shit out of it.
Who rolled it?
Well, I don't know.
It's a conspiracy theory.
The day after. There's got to be fingerprints on this doo-doo paper. But
that's funny, dude. Yeah, they need forensics on that and figure out what happened. I remember for a while, a couple years back in my neighborhood, some kids or whoever would toilet paper the same house like over and over again for a good month or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty funny. I don't know who that person was.
I mean, how do you get it out? How do you get it out?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You just gotta wait for it to rain or just like rake it and scrape it out. That sucks, dude.
There'd be like 8 new white bird nests all over the place. The birds picking at the paper.
Yeah, dude.
So you motherfuckers.
You motherfuckers. Yeah, Halloween's the shit, man.
Yeah.
It's a great holiday where everyone comes together and parties.
Now you know how well do you know like the origin of it? Do you know how like
I don't know.
Supposedly started?
I don't fucking know. The Day of the Dead, some pagan shit. I don't fucking know.
Oh yeah, I guess it is depending on where you're from. But the Anglo-Saxon. Oh, excuse me. From what I hear,
Miller High Life.
Miller.
So what did they do? They went around to different caves and collected candy?
No, so for the way I understand is like Hallows Eve or whatever, so it's supposed to be somehow Halloween. I don't know how that came about, but apparently, I don't know what year, but they believed that it was like it was the day where the most souls were, or spirits were released from, I don't know, the underworld or some shit. Or there was like the most hauntings and stuff like that. The spirits were most active. So people would go around from house to house and with the mask on to scare the spirits away. And as a reward, they would, I don't think it started with candy, but they would give them shit, I guess back then, like whale blubber or some shit would have been good.
Whale blubber.
Go burn some oil, make some makeup.
Half of these berries I found in the bush.
But yeah, so now then it turned into
it's some
hey, the kids go around on the intention of clearing their house from any spirits by scaring them away. So their house is cleansed and they give you the candy.
So really, when you get trick-or-treaters, you need to let them like tour your home to scare all the spirits out. Each trick-or-treater needs to walk in your house. Kind of like how you burn sage and walk around the house.
Yeah. Man, imagine having some, like an upstairs or something. I said, y'all going upstairs? Well,
y'all going upstairs, scare those spirits away now. Keep your mask on, though.
Yeah. Don't go in the first door. That's the baby oil room. But have something to say, oh, y'all gonna go scare the spirits and just have something inside that just scares the shit out of them and have them running out.
That would be so fucking sketch. Imagine you're 10 years old, you're like, trick or treat. And this guy's just like, hey, can you guys come in and make sure there's no ghosts upstairs? Like, what the fuck?
This fucking thing.
He wants us to come inside and check for ghosts.
They're looking at the car.
Like, who the fuck would do that?
Parents are in the car drinking beer. Go on in.
It's fine.
Go on in.
It's fine. It's Halloween. That's what we do. Yeah. Do you go to like a neighborhood? Because you don't really live in a neighborhood, bro.
Yeah, we have friends that are in.
You got friends?
Yeah, in neighborhoods.
Damn.
So we'll go and corral with them.
Got the friends.
The friends.
Where's the Halloween party this Halloween? What day is Halloween on?
I think Wednesday or Thursday, whatever. What day is the 30th? 31st?
That's the 31st. It's the last day. So,
let me see.
2 weeks from yesterday. That sucks, man. You should just make Halloween the last Saturday of October. Kind of like Thanksgiving is the last Thursday of November.
Yeah.
Halloween should be the last Saturday of November. It will be a fucking wicked party every Halloween, everywhere you go. Every Saturday is Halloween.
It would be like the new hottest holiday.
Yeah, dude, we should be down for that. I bet the candy companies are down because everyone will be partying more and buy more shit.
Yeah.
It's like, hell yeah, dude. That would be cool. Halloween always on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. That being said, it's on a Thursday, so we gotta party responsibly, drink responsibly.
Yeah, that sucks.
And if you're driving afterwards, you might as well just not drink, or they will hunt you down and kill you.
Yes.
If you drunk drive, you will be run off the road and tased. No, just kidding.
Tase in the tank.
No, don't drink and drive anyway.
No, hell no. There's kids on the road.
There's kids in the road.
Kids on the road.
So I was reading something on conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of made me think that maybe some of this shit is true. There were all these declassified CIA files.
Yeah.
It's some pretty shady shit. There was this one
Bush.
Project Redwoods or something like that.
Redwoods.
The CIA proposed that CIA operatives would do terrorist acts inside the country and blame it on Cuba, so we can go to war with Cuba. But JFK shot that shit down. He was like, "Are you fucking serious? Are you kidding me? No."
Yeah.
That's pretty sketchy if you think about it, because it's in a declassified file. Someone in the CIA actually like typed that in and proposed that and like showed it to his colleagues, like to instigate a war with Cuba at the time. Maybe that's why they assassinated JFK. He knew some shit.
Yeah.
That being said, maybe it's something similar with 9/11. Because that same fucking thing happened. We went to war with Iran. I still don't know.
Well, I'm pretty confident on that one. But of course,
I think about Bush. I think about Bush. I think about that look he made when they told him. He looked pissed off. He was just like, those sons of bitches did it anyway. I told them not to. I don't know, dude. It's weird. It's stupid. But it's also weird how they use 9/11 to start this new... it's not an amendment, but they call it executive powers, where if like there's a crisis going on, can't really coordinate all this shit. The president just make final hearsay, like right there. Dick Cheney made that up, and like they use it now. and they invented it because of 9/11. It just seems kind of weird.
The Patriot Act.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Executive powers.
So basically, you can go to on a limited war effort or something for like a certain amount of time, maybe like 120 days, prior to getting Congress's approval. Because in order to go to war, it has to be approved through Congress. But this right here gives limited power to have an immediate response.
Yeah.
And
I think like all these declassified CIA files are really fueling these conspiracy theories because they talk about some shady shit, like the experimenting with LSD, see if you can become psychic, find ridiculous ways to spy on the Russians, using drug money to fund wars, like that's like CIA files. That's like that's true from the 70s and around that era. And it's like maybe if they haven't changed, they're doing some shady shit now. But like I can see how there's like people who's just like they're out to get us, man. They're everywhere. They're probably watching this video get flagged now. But luckily,
get out of here.
Luckily, 2/3 of it was about Halloween. The first part of it was about Halloween. The second part is how Bush stole Christmas or 9/11. I know it's a touchy subject, and I will never know. That's going to be one of my dying questions. Like, did OJ really do it? Yeah, we know he did. Was 9/11 really an inside job? I want to know.
I guess
you'll never find out, though.
Something I was watching a ghost show the other day, and actually talking about in the 20s or 30s, something like that. But one of the places they were going to investigate was they took, apparently, I guess, volunteers into his room, and they would they lived there, and then every day to get hepatitis A or some shit like that. But they would have a little bit of fecal matter in the milkshakes, so because they were trying to learn how it developed from that in order to know how to stop it. So yeah, they said it was like 2,000 soldiers or something, some branch servicemen or a woman, I guess back then it was just men. They just sent them here to live and just have this stuff and say, well, you will contract this or it will grow, or there's a chance you're going to get it, or maybe they didn't know, I don't know. But yeah, they were doing feces-laced milkshakes so they would contract something and then study their bodies or study to try to come up with a cure for something. I was like, damn.
I thank those sickly people for their service into research. Yeah, it kind of sucks, like the things you got to do for knowledge. The first human autopsies were from grave robbers, people digging up a body to do an autopsy and record it and draw the insides. Like that was the first autopsy. It was fucking grave robbing. But yeah, it sucks, man. But yeah, I ain't drinking no shitty shake.
Oh, the shitty shake.
Yeah, you can get sick with that shit.
Yeah.
So they did it on purpose.
Yeah, to try to see the progression of how
the likelihood and how it progresses.
Yeah, from spreads. Being free of it to what this is, and say how does it come about? How can they?
Yeah.
And they would do this, examine them every day, I guess. But I was watching this video this week, and I'll get your thoughts on this. And they started popping up in my FYP, my YouTube FYP. Was a flat Earth conspiracy. What are your thoughts on The Earth being flat.
I don't really believe the Earth is flat.
Yeah.
You know, I was actually out walking this morning, and I got to the cul-de-sac, and I was like, okay, I'm going to make these steps last as long. So I took the cul-de-sac on the very outside, as long as possible, right on the asphalt to the concrete on the curb.
Hell yeah.
And I was looking, I'm like, damn, this line almost looks straight as I'm going. Like, I mean, it's a big fucking circle. When you're looking down so close, it kind of just looks like it's straight, barely curving.
Yeah.
It's the fucking Earth. It's big. It's fucking big. It's round.
Yeah.
You can see the fucking curvature in a fucking airplane.
So, one of the things, I mean, and that's the uniqueness of, it's like the centrifugal force. Yeah, if you're walking or something,
That's a fancy word.
you'll always feel like you're going straight no matter what. But for them, they said, well, let's get on an airplane. On airplane one, he brought a level on there. He said, the thing is, when you pull the tray out, if this airplane's completely level and not going into outer space, I said, that's not how it works. It's the centrifugality.
What?
But the centrifugalness. But they would say, oh yeah, if the plane's going completely flat, then we should be going to outer space, right?
Yeah.
No,
We
he's
should
like, oh yeah, it's
theoretically
completely flat.
fly out of the atmosphere at some point, and like, yeah, but it don't work that way.
Yeah, like I said, if you're always going to feel completely straight, as long as that force is even like this. But when you tilt the nose up and start getting higher and higher, well then, yeah. But there was that, and then they was like, well, I'm going to shoot this light through this hole in this wood, go down there a mile, and that light should be beaming on top of it because the Earth dropped. I said, the Earth's not going to drop enough in a mile. Like you said, it's what, 40,000 something miles around. I mean, so, yeah. But there was all these theories, and then...
Yeah, I've seen some of those weird tests where you can just tell.
Yeah.
Like shining a light at a tower, like, and then one really, really far away, I think. People were able to observe the curvature of the Earth, like, over 1,000 years ago.
But that's one of the things that gets me is being so long, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, it's a big cover-up. I'm like, one, what is the benefit of this fucking cover-up? And two, every single person that comes in that has access to the knowledge that is really flat, like, oh, we need you to, I know you're giving money to NASA, but that's a cover-up.
Yeah, it's a
flat.
cover-up.
And we're just doing Stanley Kubrick's fucking filming moon landings in the back warehouse.
Yeah, well, that's what I said on another podcast. Like, it's super simplistic. It's not hard to fake the stage. Unfortunately, I don't think they faked it, but, I mean, it's super easy to fake because it's just, like, pitch black.
So,
oh, well, we'll have to ask the scholars 100, 200 years from now.
All right. Well, we'll get more into that in another episode because there's a lot of stuff. I want to get to what they were saying. There's like a big ice wall on the outside. There's so much that goes down this rabbit hole on that. So,
oh yeah, Antarctica is caked with like 500 feet of ice.
Yeah, and on the other side,
it's starting to go.
This beautiful
it's starting
utopia.
to go. No, it's not. It's more fucking ice.
Well, on that note, like I said, I want to talk more on that. I'm going to research. Maybe we'll have an intelligent podcast where we don't mention taints.
We should actually do the
Taints and
research
a-holes.
because I've seen some of those videos and they're bullshit.
Yeah.
And you can also control the comments on YouTube so you can be your own critic. So you see lots of these videos where there's like pages and pages of comments just missing. It's like, why? What's going on? Something happened?
Everybody seems to agree. But, all right, ladies and gentlemen, please comment, hit the like, comment more than like. If you just say, hey, what it? Yeah, it's John Farmer. It's James Wilson. We'll be back another day. Live to die another day. Happy Halloween. Actually, we'll see you before Halloween. But we won't talk about that shit again. All right, everybody. Peace.